Hey guys, welcome to Truther.tv. This is episode number 2, probably take 10. I'm kind of sleep deprived. I didn't sleep the night before. I slept like 3 hours the night before that, maybe 4 before that. And I'm not even saying consecutively. Like, I only was able to sleep 1 hour, and then I worked for like 3, 4 hours, and then I slept for an hour, and then maybe I slept one more. But I'm not tired. I don't feel tired. Like, it's crazy right now. And I'm going to the gym. Like, I'm telling you, man, sleeping on the floor, no AC, and then obviously the key factor is being driven by a purpose given to you by God. Like, I seem to have infinite energy towards this. And you can see in this current update that we have made a lot of we've covered a lot of ground to lay the foundation for the website for me to start actually building content upon there. And so right off the bat, we have concepts, right? And we'll see this a little bit later. But one thing that I did do is I added 4 new articles. I added a folder system for other articles. So, let's say review other anime, you can just click on the anime folder and you'll start seeing the articles populate. Now, within this design, I've automatically realized that I've hit a limitation where the folders should be separate from the articles. And so I'm going to have to redo the data structure and redo a new layout for this. But notice how, like, we went from one article, and in the last article, I was like, "Oh, these are my revisions. You can see the crossouts," and I realized it doesn't matter. What I had said before, what I had done before, and where we are now, like it really doesn't matter. It's all about the end result. It's not about, what the seed looked like, it's about the fruit, right? And so I scrapped that entire design. It took me like 2 days to do that. But I scrapped it and we're here today. This is where we're at. Now, here we have I replaced the revisions system with sections. And there are plenty of bugs, which you can see right here in bugs found, which is not even a bug. I mean, I guess bugs and to do are kind of together. But you will see that we have within the article, we can link to other articles. Within the article, we can have a gallery of images, which is not in here. Oh, hang on. Right, so I can link to other articles. We can have image galleries. And then I think it's bugged right now, but I could also embed other images within sections. And so all of that is designed that as we go deep into these complex topics, um, that a simple YouTube playlist cannot do, you know, we now have it more materialized and on paper, the thinking process and the logic structure to some of these concepts that I'm going to try to lay down. Now, here we have a little rail. This is probably arguably one of the most important, proudest moments of my life. No, I'm just kidding. But if you take a look at this, um the further you are away from the chapters, the dots get smaller. This is only observable if you're on a desktop. I just thought that was a really cool feature. It's just a little bit more visualization of a website that I don't think people do that they should be doing. The artistry needs to be dialed up on what a website is. Here we have a link to my current game that I'm designing. The current title of the game is a super ultra based 2D idle platformer crafting idle trading action MMORPG. That's the name of the game. You can download the current version at itch.io. I just want to warn you, by the way, it's it's nothing. I mean, it's something, but it's basically my 10-day journey into game design, and that's where we're at with that. Um, Now we've added 4 articles. We're going to talk about 4D chess and One Piece as the initial anime. 4D chess is a very important article here. In here, we're going to lay down many concepts and themes which will be defined in the glossary. Now, if you take a look at this right here, some of these words are highlighted. And so this is an important feature that I had designed. It takes you to glossary. So you have words, themes, and concepts, right? And when you click on them, it takes you to a glossary section, and you can filter by letters, you can filter by categories, you can filter by letters and categories, right? So if you just had concepts, you'd have 5 concepts that begin with the letter C. You can obviously also search by typing it in. For example, now the reason why framing showed up here is because there's a word, it's within the text right here, context, which it shouldn't. Oh no, I think it's conclusion. Yeah, conclusion is the word. Now, um, here's the reason why, and there's another feature here is words also interconnect with other words. So the purpose of doing this is, let's say we have a theme. First of all, if you have a word and you like the concept, you're like, well, where can I see more info? I can just link it to you to other articles or other words so you can see the concepts and where they're used. It's almost like a reverse dictionary, right? So you can see the application of these concepts in there. And so this is going to be very important as we lay down the hamartiology, because we are trying to do this as scientifically as possible. And let me log in real quick, my login session. I think somebody might be trying to log in on my website without my knowing. Um, but anyways, it's fine. It's not like I said, logging in doesn't do anything, so you're not going to be able to make any changes. Um, Let me full screen that because this ain't amateur hour. So, right off the bat, if you saw, I just love this intro, by the way. I made this like 5 years ago. Boom. Okay. You have the rabbit hole landing page, and then you have the triangles. Now, the nodes, the triangles is what I want to show you guys. Notice how when the dots get closer to other dots, they create new triangles. Isn't that really, really cool? And then here's another cool thing is if you click on one of these things, it now shows you data. So we're getting closer to implementing this into actual concept. Now, notice that at the bottom you see other nodes that are populated that are connected to this node, right? So there are 7 connections. Here are the 7 nodes. You click on one of them, and it takes you to it. What I want to do is, okay. So what I want to do is show you that you can interact through here, but also when you hit a topic that takes you to another section, isn't that isn't that really, really cool? I'm really happy with this. Like, by the way, funny as this entire design that I've done is probably going to end up becoming like a glorified wallpaper, because the reality of this is that when you're probably looking into concepts, you're not going to be like looking at the visualization. But I thought that why not though? I think the beauty of all of the truth and the knowledge is that it's interconnected and it's beautiful and it's like elegant and delicate and all of these things, right? Delicate's an interesting, I mean, this makes it seem like the ideas are connecting with very thin lines, like that's what I mean by delicate. But they're tethered, it's unbreakable, right? um and so this is just a cool visualization. This, I think, will be a very useful hook to getting people into researching the truth, because now I've made an interactive app. Fine, you don't have to watch a video, okay? You don't have, because that's not in your algorithm. You don't have to read text. You know what you could do? You could play around on a freaking app and get your info that way, right? And so we're closing in on the excuses possible here. Now, here's another thing is when you go to the homepage, the sign up page, we got 4 sections here. And so this video will go in exactly right there by the time you see this. So, yeah, that's all of the changes that I've made in like 4 days of not really, 3 days of not really sleeping. So we're gonna be changing up the track here. I'm gonna start doing some yard work. I gotta take a break from this a little bit because I don't want to get burnt out and I need some quality of life. I have to start eating appropriately and hitting the gym, and I need rest. Although I don't feel like it, I can't possibly maintain health and build muscle and all that. You get it. I don't know at what point it breaks down, but I'm starting to dislike my physique, which is a problem. So anyways, truther.tv, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.